That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
Hello and welcome to Content and Capable, a podcast where I, Sam, figure out how to adult by talking to other people and letting them share their experiences. Today I'm joined by Carrie and Charlie from Fandoms Gone Wrong, one of our very own podcasts, and we talk about all things fandoms, including how to enjoy them and discuss them as adults. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to Content and Capable, Charlie and Carrie. How are you guys going?
Doing okay?
Yeah.
We're doing. We're existing.
Yeah. I think existing is the best way to start living. Oh, words are going to be my forte this episode. It's really going to be
Sounds like
forte. So we start off the podcast with just a quick question. When and how do you think you really became an adult or have started to become an adult?
Are you an adult?
That's
Charlie?
the eternal question.
Has
Am
that
I an
started
adult?
yet?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I was adulting when I was a teenager, but I'm not adulting as much now. So
She's reverting back.
Yeah.
She's now
because I
become a
don't have
teenager
any-
again.
I only have responsibility for the house and me. That's it. You know, I don't make the money. I don't have to raise any kids anymore. It's
That's
great.
That's always convenient when you don't have to raise kids. My mum, as of the time of recording, is imminently away from giving birth. And it's just stressful all around, just having another human being coming into the world. How did you guys start your podcast?
Well, I wanted to make a podcast, and
So you did.
and I was trying to find a co-host, and she
I think it was
offered.
more like we kept arguing. We argued constantly. We would go to Comic-Cons and we would watch things that we're interested in and, you know, and videos, and we would hang out and chat about stuff. And of course, you know, I'm old. I forget shit. And Charlie would always
Just a little
remind me. We would argue constantly about stuff, and then we'd argue about our viewpoints on different anime and manga and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting, you know. And we said, well, why don't we just make this the podcast? We're arguing about stuff and just telling people what we think of things.
Yeah.
And if people like it, great. If not, oh well, we're still enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, like, Charlie, you said that was, you know, you wanted to start a podcast. Did you have any guidance on like how to start a podcast, or you just kind of was like, yep, we're going to press record and see what happens?
Oh God, you're making me remember things, and with the ADHD, I'm just like,
You did some research because you figured out what software you wanted to use and stuff.
Yeah, I did some I think I did some research like beforehand, but like I had been thinking about like doing a podcast for a little bit before we did Fandoms Gone Wrong. I had other ideas.
I've always wanted to have a podcast. I think ever since maybe Bacon and Eggs started. It was actually Seamus Gorman that got me onto Bacon and Eggs because he was guessing on it.
Yeah.
And then
I think we have like the same journey there.
And then of course Mary Clay joined the network. And so I was listening to Talking About. And then Mary Clay plugged Christina's new podcast called The Restricted Section. I'm like, I better go check this out. I'm like, I love this one.
It just connects and it snowballs.
Yeah, definitely.
And now you're on a podcast network.
Yeah, now I'm on a podcast network hosting my own, and it's like, which I think is.
You just gotta find like your voice and like what you like about that thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then just go for it.
Yeah.
And just chat about what you want, and if people like it, great. If not, you're at least getting your expression out there. See what happens.
Definitely.
You know,
we could have been like any other like go through movies kind of podcast, except we don't just go through movies, and then we also are like, hey, this is what went wrong with it. So you know,
this is what we think.
Gotta find
we
your
do a
little
little
thing.
analysis, but we don't usually do crazy in depth. They're just like kind of our own take on things. Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
don't
like
think...
that thing they did was dumb.
So you guys had a journey through podcasts. I had no connection to podcasting at all. None at all.
Yes,
so I'm coming into this completely blindly.
Charlie's been great, sending me heaps and heaps of like, here's a new guest. I'm like, yes. Where did you guys like have like a real love for movies? Where did that love for movies and fandoms come from?
Well, I mean, we just watch movies a lot. I don't know. Is there something deeper there other than we just like things and then we just get very crazy about them?
I think we always made movies a priority for us. It was something that we did. We made special times out of movies when she was really little.
Yeah.
And Charlie was, when Charlie was a little kid, it would be like, let's do the picnic and watch Grease. Or let's do something fun. Let's go to the movies.
Oh, I remember that.
We did that a lot.
We would like put a blanket out and like watch Grease and have like McDonald's and shit. It was a whole thing.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And that's like Charlie was probably like 4 or 5 at the time. I mean, it was just something fun. The Harry Potter thing became a thing when one year, again, the ADHD kicks in. We got to watch the same movie 25 times in a row. So I was painting Charlie's bedroom, and at the time Charlie was 6 maybe. Just sat there and watched Harry Potter over and over and over again while I painted the bedroom.
I also remember I watched like Spy Kids like 5 times in a row when you were just like so like over.
Yeah. I was so over Spy Kids. But so we watched movies a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, before the pandemic, as a family, we went to the movies all the time. We would go to the movies once a week. Sometimes more often if Charlie and I wanted to do something, you see something special.
Yeah.
We had no problem going to see the same movie more than once at the movie theater. We own tons of DVDs and Blu-rays.
My claim to fame is I have seen Frozen 2 6 times in theaters.
Wow,
6.
That's awesome. That's like the fact that you got into. Yeah, go.
I had to do it 6 times because my previous record was 5 times seeing The Lightning Thief.
We saw The Lightning Thief a couple times together in the theater.
No. 5 times The Lightning Thief. Imagine, I could
in
not
the theater.
Yeah,
not to mention at home.
No.
Sam, this was like 10 years ago.
I know.
I realized
The Lightning Thief is a good movie. It's just not a good movie compared to the book.
Yeah.
You take the book away, and it's a good movie. When you put the book next to it, you're like, "What the fuck were you thinking?" Sorry, I hope you don't mind bad language.
No.
No, mother. Okay. Mother, this is the adults network. We're on the same network.
Adults. I don't know.
Sometimes she doesn't understand that we all are the same vibe of swearing and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me then.
I was trying to explain to my brother that like journalists are terrible. Like we swear all the time. And he's like, "Oh, I've got to stop swearing. And I'm sitting there going, I just watched you two drink a water bottle in sync on my screen. That was the most amazing thing ever.
And we're in different rooms.
Yeah. But like he would, he's like, "Oh, I've got to stop swearing. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm stopping swearing. Like, fucking hell, it's too hard now. I have to like make a conscious effort not to swear in front of the children I tutor, and that's about it."
Oh God, yeah.
I have to do that at work.
Yeah, children
not supposed to swear at work.
Children are a wild time. I don't know why. So 6 times Frozen 2. I'm just like, because Frozen 2 was so popular, I'm trying to like think of
Well, let's see. I have a love for Frozen just in general. Yeah. I'm in love with Elsa. She's my wife. But I saw it. Okay. I saw it in IMAX. I saw it in 4D. I saw it in deluxe level. Is that it? I saw it in like a bunch of different versions. I know I saw it in like the regular one too.
Mm-hmm.
But like I saw it in a bunch of different versions specifically as well.
Yeah, wow.
And like deluxe level
Charlie's
like
a little crazy. That's all.
Just a little.
The Lux Level's like the adult, like you can order food, like restaurant-y spot. Yeah. And then like
I
the
can get
4D
drunk
where
in the
like
Lux
it moves
Level
and
while
shit.
Charlie watches the movie, basically.
That's fun.
Yeah,
and I do when I can. Hopefully it comes back soon.
Well, yeah, hopefully all the theaters come back. I really enjoy going to watch movies, but I'm terrible. I can't go by myself. I have to go with someone else. I don't know. It's that whole weird thing of kind of being a film buff. I always feel like I'm a fake film buff because I haven't seen enough movies, only because my childhood was a little bit deprived. Look, it wasn't my parents' fault.
I mean, like, I like movies. I'm not a film buff. Like all the like the movies that win the Oscars and all that shit. I'm just like, I'm not interested in these. These are like
those movies are fucking
artistic.
Most of them.
I don't want them.
No, those movies are boring.
When they make the announcements, I'm like, what movie was that? I don't remember seeing that movie. I don't remember seeing it advertised. All of a sudden, it's like getting awards. No. Yeah, no, we like fun
they're
movies. We like
good movies, but like they're not like enjoyable a lot of the time.
I do think that the Oscars need to kind of have a reset and go, it shouldn't be about like artistic movies. It should be about like the overall film as a concept and is it enjoyable? I don't understand.
Yeah, that should.
Yeah.
How often does
be part of
the Academy Award-winning movie actually the movie that was like the highest grossing of the year? No. That kind of thing. It's never the highest grossing movies of the year. It's always these movies that no one's seen, or only a couple of them are movies that people have actually seen. I mean, this year was the worst, obviously, since most of the movies were streaming movies.
Yeah.
So many people didn't see them.
And like the whole...
I have no idea what won the Oscars this year.
The whole pretension of like... I do remember this when Netflix started getting quite big when they were producing their own movies. The whole pretension of like streaming movies is not watching movies properly. And I was like, fuck off. Just for once understand that there is a reason why the market's changing and change with it. Well,
that's why a lot of the theaters around here now have like adult areas with recliners and heated seats and booze service, and they're trying to make it what you would get at home. Because let's face it, at home I'm watching a movie, I got my feet up, I got some snacks, maybe a cocktail. I can get up and get another drink or whatever at any time I want. It's depending on the house
so
you're in,
easy
some people
to
have these giant TV screens.
It makes it so easy to fall asleep in the theater, though. That's the problem.
It does. So if you fall asleep, you do have to leave at some stage, which is a bit terrible. Although I do have to go if I want to watch something on a big screen, I do have to go to the movies because the biggest screen that sits in my house at the moment is my 13-inch MacBook.
That's a little small, yeah.
Just a little.
You stay awake?
Look, it's 7
You just woke up.
No, I've been up since 5. But it's taken me since 5 to be out of bed. And even then, I'm surrounded in a doona. This also happens to be the coldest weekend.
It's also freezing here.
Yeah, it's freezing here. It's like 50 at the warmest. Well, getting up early in the morning, that's adulting. There you go.
Yeah, it is. It is adulting.
Also, not sleeping. Not sleeping is adulting.
Well, how, I've got to phrase this question properly, otherwise it's going to sound like every other question.
God, Sam, you're a journalist. Be better at this.
Usually I write down my questions. I'm terrible. I've been doing a whole bunch of interviews for people in the military at the moment, and they're like, please send the questions beforehand. And I'll think about the questions and then not send the text message for half a week, and then realize I've got to send that message real quick and go, oh, sorry for the delay, but here are the questions. And then even then, sometimes I look at the questions and go, I can't ask that one anymore, which was just, it's a wild ride. So when you guys did start the podcast, did the aims of the podcast change over time?
I mean, I'm trying to think what I feel.
I don't know that the podcast has turned out exactly the way we originally envisioned, but it's I
don't know if we were gonna go through the exact plot of everything when we first started out. Oh God, I don't remember what we said. in the first episode. But like, I feel like that's also the easiest way to talk about it, is to be like, hey, this is what happened. Here's some context. Now, this thing that they did was dumb. Let's make fun of that.
Yeah, we like to make fun of shit a lot.
Oh, fucking hell.
There's a lot of stuff to make fun of in these movies that we watch. And even though most of them are movies we absolutely love, at least one of us loves them.
Yeah. There's always something stupid going on somewhere in the film. I was recently watching, I don't know whether you've heard of Alex Myers. He does like a similar kind of thing. He points out like the dumb stuff in the movies.
Yeah. I watch him sometimes.
I watched his Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone episode.
Oh no.
And just like the dumb things, and like you always forget that they're child actors and they were terrible at the time. And it's just like and like the plot as well. I just find at some points the plot, like you have to suspend, when you really look at it, you have to suspend quite a bit of disbelief just to be able to.
That's how stories are. You have to just suspend your disbelief. And then just like tenfold if it has magic.
You have to put yourself in the story and that it becomes believable because it's not part of the real world. I mean, stories aren't.
Yeah. And so when I use like movies as an escape for reality, I don't have to suspend my disbelief unless, something pulls me out of it real bad. It's like, well, that was bad. But it's when I have to, or when I'm talking about things to people, I go, really? That shit happened in that movie? Or that's why I really love Percy Jackson at the moment, because you don't have to suspend much disbelief. It's just a lot of shenanigans that like are kind of explained in a different way, which I find very funny. And Percy acting like a 14-year-old as a 12-year-old, which is even more funny. He's
just a dumb boy, a dumb preteen boy.
I think it's one of the things that they forget when they make movies like that nowadays, that like Percy Jackson, you start when he was 12 when the book started, and
he's a child. You gotta like think about like what dumb children do.
Yeah. I can't believe he made it all the way across America and back by himself as a 12-year-old. It's fucking ridiculous.
Just like, okay, so like I get why in like the movie they were like, we're gonna age them up so that they can just like drive across America. It'll be easier. But like keep them as 12-year-olds and just have them drive across America. That's hilarious.
Yes,
that's
100%. And you know what? No one would probably bat an eyelid as soon as you get out past the East Coast, because he would just be like, yeah, no, it's just another child driving a car.
You got a bunch of hobbits over there, right? So it's fine.
Yeah, hobbits all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, we love to argue about movies. Our favorite one to argue about was always Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Oh my god!
That's why we made it into 3 episodes.
It's 3 because we had to talk about each episode and then how they just don't work together.
Yeah,
awesome. We just talked about the timeline for like 40 minutes, just how it just doesn't work. It was great.
We have to see the play to see what it's really supposed to be like, because the play would just that would tap it off for us. I think we have never seen the play; we've just seen the movies.
Yeah, I used to listen to ABBA a lot. My mum, for her 30th, got like those the iPods with like the circle. The circle iPods. She had one like it was hot pink. And so on road trips they would like hand out like the iPod and a couple other things like mum's phone, which had one game on it because it was a Nokia brick. So the songs that were loaded up were ABBA, Train, and a couple of other bits and random things as well. And it was just...
We also got a good playlist.
Yeah.
Yes, the Train is awesome.
Train is awesome. So Charlie, how did you get onto like having a YouTube channel and posting content on YouTube?
Because I just liked things. Oh God. My first video, I think it was just a cosplay video because I just Fandoms. Yeah. That's my brand. I just like things. Oh God, what was it? I think I was cosplaying as a Percy Jackson character. That's what it was.
Far out. Percy Jackson just keeps coming back. I think this is going to be the Percy Jackson podcast now. We're taking over of the Eldest Gods. You guys can have Kane Chronicles and
Taylor, if you're listening to this, you're being replaced by Sam. I'm sorry.
Yep. You can do the adulting, Taylor. It sounds like a good idea. But yeah, no, and I really enjoy uploading to YouTube, but there's always that anxiety. I'm like, what if this is the thing that makes me blow up and I've got to create this from now on in because this is what people expect out of me?
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I would just do whatever I want because that's literally what I do. I don't think I've... Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. She's just roasting me now.
You had one that I really liked. I even shared it.
Yeah, that was the Harry Potter one.
So good. But it was so good.
Yeah, it's because it was like actually a scripted like video that I like really tried with. I got to do more of those. It was like if Harry Potter characters had YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And I just was like all of the characters and all the different costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like doing it. It was fun.
Yeah. I'm very confused at the moment. So I've been uploading to TikTok for a month and a half now, sorry. And
no, TikTok.
Everything sits at like 500 views. And it's like news bulletins. It's like nothing special. I wasn't expecting a lot of views. And I don't do enough on Instagram. So I decided to use Instagram Reels, which is only 30 seconds. And every time I upload to Instagram Reels, I get minimum 1,000 views. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell is happening? And like people commenting and liking as well. I'm like, this is like way more engagement than TikTok. I'm like, what is up with TikTok? And just
it's because TikTok is like funny dances and shit, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
And like there's a certain, like, I think it's become more of a comedy platform. But like, I don't understand why TikTok just seems to punish people who are like trying to do their own thing instead of just following the trends, which is terrible because, YouTube is like a really great space where you can do your own thing, or like even podcasting, you can do your own thing and enjoy it and get a following out of it and not have to be super stressed about, how should I put it? Not have to be super worried and super stressed about, is there going to be enough views, or is this going to be a flop like other things are, or and I feel like once you get like that quote unquote break on TikTok, you've got to follow that trend.
I do not do TikTok. I also don't tweet, so I like Instagram. I've just started watching YouTube videos.
Yeah, she only found YouTube like the last like month or so.
I found it a long time ago. I just never really got into it. Now I've gotten into it.
Yeah. I find like
especially like the crazy people, like the guy with the weird cakes and shit.
Yeah. I find
so that's her fandom now.
My fandom is watching people do crazy shit on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like YouTube's like a really great space where you can get lost really easily.
I mean, if you're just like looking for a movie, I could understand just scrolling through Netflix forever.
Yeah,
because there's tons of options.
I don't know what I want to watch. What I love about YouTube is I'm looking at a video and I think the video is going to be, it says, oh, this is going to be showing you how to do this. And then you put it on and the person never actually gets the point of showing you anything. They just sort of talk and then they get crazy. I was watching this one the other day. It was about packing. And when I tell you the way this person packed a suitcase, you wouldn't even be able to get it on a plane. I don't even know how this person got it closed. They ended up packing a suitcase that they were going to check his baggage with 2 bottles of wine in it. But they were going to check it. I'm like, I want to see what the suitcase looked like when they got to their destination.
Yeah.
Because 2 bottles of wine in a suitcase, not packed in a box, not wrapped up, just literally in with their clothes.
So maybe that's what you should do, Mother. Maybe you should make a YouTube video on how to pack a suitcase.
Well, I'm still not good at it. Like some of these people are really good at it. I was trying to figure out how to travel like with just a carry-on. And so far, I found that if you wear a size 2, you're all set. But if you wear bigger size clothes, forget it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Can't fit my size 12s in, and forget it. And that's not working.
Yeah, you're basically fucked. It's fine.
But one person, like, literally, she shows up and she's like, she fell asleep in the middle of the video. She wakes up the next morning. She's tired like you are. Bruises on her face. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you videoing this? Why are you sharing this on YouTube?
No, yes, definitely.
It's like a little too much of a slice of life.
So, movies, fandoms. What's the...
Is that the topic of this episode, Sam? Is that what we're here to talk about?
Tangents. Tangents. So
we got pulled into fandoms really fast with Sailor Moon. I think that was like the big one that pulled us in.
Well, you brainwashed me with it when I was a small child. And
I just made you watch Cartoon Network, the really watered down versions of Sailor Moon. That's all. It was
on Cartoon Network?
Yes,
what?
It was.
I don't
the crappy versions, the edited versions where they made them appropriate for young children here in the US.
But the version that we watched is unedited? Are you sure?
Well, it says it is. I still don't believe it is. Some of it.
I'm sorry. They're not cousins. They're lesbians.
Well, the new versions don't have them as cousins. We just have to finish, watching them all.
And so
they're kissing cousins.
Yeah. Kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins.
Sam, I have no idea if you know what we're talking about, but like
I have a vague idea.
It's a Japanese anime. It was the first Japanese anime that we both fell for. I mean, I fell for anime back when I was a kid. But that was a long time ago, and I didn't even know what it was. It was just cartoons back then.
She was a secret weeb.
And then I'm in my early 20s and Sailor Moon premieres, and I'm like, this is cool. This is awesome. What's going to happen here?
Yeah.
And so when Charlie was 5, maybe 6, I started having you watch it. It was on Cartoon Network after school, and we'd watch it together.
Yeah.
I just remember dragging people home and being like, you got to watch this show.
And of course, at the time, your mother had all the
how I would make
VHS
friends
tapes.
as a child. I was like, you got to watch this anime with me. And that was how it happened.
I had all the highly edited VHS tapes in the house.
I did not make friends. That's the answer to that.
I'm sorry I raised you to be a very strong nerd. What can I say? It took you a while to find your people.
Look, strong nerds are the best kind of nerds. I shouldn't say I hate. I find it very frustrating, like nerds who go... I would call them weak nerds, but like they're just not...
Weak.
Like, it's not that... it's nothing about your level of passion. Like, everyone's at their own stage in life, but it's like where, if you're going to make fun of something, you've either got to do it in a way that like makes light of it, or
like if you're making fun of it because you like it, that's different than just like making fun of it because you don't like people who like it. So
I also think if you're going to make fun of it, it should be something you know.
Yeah. And
don't just like make fun of a show or a movie or a book or something that you have no idea about and say, oh, well, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. It may be something that you're not into, but that doesn't mean that it's, there's anything wrong with it. You're just not into it.
100%.
But if you've read it and then you're like, oh, well, this is stupid and this is funny, and this is what should be fixed, which is what our podcast is really about. It comes from a place of understanding something of it, whether we've watched a movie once or we've watched it 100 times. Yeah. Like most of the movies we do our podcast about, we've watched 100 times.
And that's where I get very frustrated with people who... I was talking with Philomena last week about Cinema Sins and about how Cinema Sins has ruined movie fandom culture because there's it's bred that horrible, disgusting, I know nothing about this movie, but I'm going to make fun of it kind of thing. Cinema Sense does it in a really well way, but it allowed for other people to do it, and it was not pretty.
You're looking like you have no idea what we're talking about, Mother.
Not a clue. Is it a podcast?
It's a YouTube channel. They make fun of movies. Is it like they do like a grading system? They're like, this movie did this bad. Is that that one?
Each sin is like a point, and so that they And it's nothing. I think when they started it, it came from like a place of critique. But then they realized that the comedy aspect was the one that was raking in the views. So they just went full ham on the kind of trashy comedy that just isn't appropriate when talking about films, you know, that have been millions of dollars of money spent on it. You know, you've got to understand that this is some people's life's work. And you can't just go make fun of it just for a cheap joke, unfortunately. It's like ragging on people.
Like I said, you gotta like roast it because you like the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
You can roast it if you don't like it, as long as you like put some effort into like understanding it first, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there's a few movies that I've watched that I couldn't watch the whole thing without falling asleep. I don't roast them. I don't have anything to do with them because it's just not worth it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Speaking of falling asleep during movies, there was that one time I fell asleep in the middle of Lord of the Rings, which was my friends think was highly hilarious.
Long.
It is a long movie. It was also 10 o'clock at night. We were about an hour into the third movie. We watched the first two during the day. God. So we were exhausted.
Marathon.
Yeah.
I love movie marathons.
Yeah, see, we've watched all of the Harry Potter movies in a marathon.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
But believe she fell asleep for some of it. I didn't fall asleep.
Probably.
Because it's like all it's 8 movies. It's like 20 hours.
But now we got to do the other movies as well when they finish. And then we got to do a marathon with everything.
If they ever finish.
Yeah, I have a feeling
that the third one's coming out. They just gotta, they had to recast a little bit and it'll be out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I was almost holding out hope. Like I liked the first movie. I think it was really well written. The second movie, I can't say much on it because I don't think I've watched it properly. So I can't say a huge
I was holding out hope for like too long on the second one. I was just like, oh yeah, like things will make sense when you get to the third one. And then like the more I like watched it, the more I'm just like, I get it now. I don't understand.
The second one, I liked bits and pieces of the second one. There was definitely things I liked about it. I liked the fact that certain characters were developed a little bit better.
Yeah.
I liked seeing Nicholas Flamel, even if it was, because he was kind of weird and crazy. But I don't think the story...
Cameo. Just make a movie about him instead.
But he was cute. I just think it didn't... As a story, it was missing stuff. And we as we ever get to that, because, we don't do enough episodes to get to that point anytime quickly, there's some continuity issues in those movies too. Yeah. So that we'll have to eventually discuss, Charlie, right?
Oh, goodness.
And
I'll make extensive notes on that.
Maths. And like it's really hard because obviously, if you have a look at like where Marvel started out or like what DC is trying to do, and like there's going to be teething problems. And I think this highlights the importance of having like a fully developed plan before making a commitment to do 5 movies.
This is why I plan too much. I'm a writer. This is why I plan and world build way too much before I get to the actual writing.
Well, no,
I think Marvel did a good job of world building, though. I mean, they did a really pretty good job of getting people on for at least a large chunk of the movies. Except the math doesn't work out anymore. As of, I don't remember what it is, but like there's like the years don't work because of like something in Homecoming and Endgame, and it's all very confusing.
Yeah.
Well, there's always going to be confusing things. Just like, we've got several different Hulks in the universe because when Disney took it over, they had already had.
Well, that's Hulks. Not different Hulks. He was just recast. We just don't like that was Mark Ruffalo.
Thank God they recast it because I really like.
This is pass.
I really like Mark Ruffalo, so I'm glad they recast Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo because is so
he's awesome. He fits the bill of being the nerdy scientist / Hulk. And he makes Hulk. Hulk is supposed to be kind of fun, and I think he makes Hulk work.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's that weird thing where I feel like creative people forget this a lot. And because I was brought up by my parents, both went into science professions before they dropped out of uni. My dad's an engineer. He's in the military. it's this whole thing of if you start something, you must have like some sort of plan and flesh it out. And I find that like creative people, especially when they start getting handed blank checks, forget that and forget the importance of having a plan and a fully formed idea, because they're so confident that their half-baked ideas will, fully form by the time, things get released. And, J.K. Rowling is not the best writer. As much as my mum and I had this conversation when I was 11 years old. We had a conversation, or maybe not, maybe 14. Had a conversation about how J.K. Rowling isn't the best writer and shouldn't have all this high praise. And then obviously what's happened since is just proved that point even further, I find. And it kind of allowed J.K. Rowling allowed the fandom to be split, and then started turf wars with everyone, and so was just joined in on
turf wars.
Yeah,
haha.
Yeah. And I was disappointed at how things ended up, and like even the Deathly Hallows movies aren't very good. I think that they could have done that better. They could have given a little bit more justice.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best movie is the first one, Sorcerer's Stone, just because like it's the nostalgia.
Yeah.
So I'm going to argue a little bit here. I'm going to say that I don't agree that she's not a good writer. I don't think I'm not going to go into her personal beliefs, but I think her style of writing was something that brought people in. Especially, it was written for kids.
Yeah.
It brings people in. She developed a world. She did a very good job of doing a reasonable amount of continuity from book to book. I just think the movies didn't take the books to their full extent.
Yeah.
My problem is with the movies. I love watching the movies, but having read the books too many times, I found that the movies, to make them cinema worthy and nice and short and sweet, cut out way too much of the character development, the plot development. They took out things that they thought people wouldn't need and replaced them with things like newspapers flying through the air and, little quick snippets. And I think that ruins the movie continuity for the originals. Now, the second series, that's a whole other animal. But for the original 8 movies or 7 books, I think she did a really good job. I mean, I think at one point the movies got ahead of her.
Yeah.
But she did have a plan from the beginning to the end, which changed a little bit over time. She's admitted to that.
Yeah.
But she did have a plan from the beginning to the end. And I think that that's good when you have a series, because a lot of times, like, as much as I love Sailor Moon, that series got way away from the author.
Yeah.
It just got so far away from the author. The TV version of it, the anime, got so far away from what the author had intended that it just like...
Talk about the live action.
Got crazy. The live
action Sailor Moon.
The live action could be an entire podcast
that is a fandom gone wrong. My goodness.
I think we should do another series just on the live action, because that's awesome. Yeah, wow. Sailor Moon live action. Yeah, you've got
like live action animes are just like always bad shit crazy, but like live action Sailor Moon is just like
when you take cats and turn them into people.
It's a stuffed cat that talks and walks around, and then it turns into a little girl who's a magical girl.
It's like what? Cats the movie combined with anime.
Yeah, which is better than Cats the movie. Let's be clear. I hate anything related to Cats the movie or the play. I won't go into any comments because I've never seen them, because every time I see even like a snippet, it makes me cringe.
Yeah, same here.
So I've never watched the play. It may be a really good play. I like some of the music from it, but I just can't watch it because it makes me cringe to see people dressed up as cats.
I was like,
I'm not into that.
like, oh God, Taylor Swift is in this. I'm not that obsessed to watch this.
It was a good
I don't
cast.
care.
I just wasn't. I didn't want to see it.
And this goes back to like when you start giving people blank checks for movies, like everyone knew that Cats was going to be huge because Cats was huge in the musical scene. And I sat there and I went, yeah, you're going to put all the star power in and forget that the story matters just as much as,
Is there a story? I thought
there is a story.
There is
it's
a story.
Not an original story, but there is a story. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just cats running around singing. That's him.
You're also not
honestly.
wrong there.
The story could be about anything. It could be about people and not cats. It's a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, I've never actually watched it because I just can't get past the people dressed up as cats.
Nah, yeah. Same here.
It's just
she hates cats. She hates like the animal cats.
Yeah.
Because I'm allergic and they make me sick.
I'm terrified. I used to be terrified of dogs, so my parents bought a dog. Which was
great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Which actually helped. It helped a lot. One of the best things my parents did for my fear of dogs. But I'm still terrified of cats because our neighbor's cat would bite everyone. So I'd be terrified. And cats are a little feral here in Australia.
Well, neither you are invited when I someday moved out and get a black cat. So
Ooh.
That's fine. You can have lots of black cats. I will not go to your house.
I'm gonna live my witchy dreams and have a black cat.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
You live your witchy dreams with a cat. I'll live it without. I don't need a cat.
Yeah, the whole idea of making movies and like the whole idea of, wrecking fandoms, I think is, and I agree with you, Carrie, when we were talking about the Harry Potter stuff. It's this weird dichotomy of you've got a really great book series and a really great well-developed world as well with lots of room for expansion. But I feel like there's an argument to be made that the world has reached its limit, and the stories that can be told within it that are effective and aren't going to be full of plot holes and conflicting are going to be there. So you almost as if someone needs to pull Voldemort aside and go, maybe it's time to create something new, brand new. And it's very hard after you spent 20 years dedicated to one thing.
It seems like she was trying to do that with what is this? Is it mystery or detective? That's what it was. She was making adult detective stuff and shit. But people wanted more Potter content, and so I don't know. It seems like she was roped into making more Potter content when she didn't want to make more.
Fantastic Beasts is good. The problem I think with Fantastic Beasts is that because it was written after, they're trying to figure out how to tie it in, and they're not doing it well. And I mean, we can.
It's also the fact that she's a novel writer and she's writing movies, and
movies are very different to novels.
You need
it's a different medium.
Either
she needs to take a class, or she needs to get somebody to work with her. She should write the source material, and then somebody else should do it. But also, she should have written a book,
and then they could have adapted it for a screenplay, which is what often happens with some kind of a story like this, or just had someone go straight to screenplay. She wanted creative control, and that was a problem. But I mean, we've talked about it. There's just crazy little stupid plot holes, like McGonagall showing up at the school at a time when she shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
She's clearly a time traveler. She's a time traveler.
I mean, she turns into a cat. She can apparate. She can do magic really well. She obviously can time travel too.
But and I feel like we're kind of the fandom is kind of at fault here as well. Not to blame anyone for.
We begged for more content.
We did. We begged for more content, and we probably, in retrospect, we probably shouldn't have. Yeah. It's a weird balance, and knowing when to let go and just go, that's it, it's wrapped up, no more stories to tell. I think it's very interesting. Is there a new Percy Jackson series coming out other than the TV show, of course?
Okay, so I believe he's done with the Percy Jackson stuff, at least for now.
Yeah.
I believe Trials of Apollo is wrapping up Percy's stuff.
Yeah.
Although technically he's not even the main character, so it doesn't matter. But the next thing is he's doing Jules Verne, but modern. Mm-hmm. He's doing sci-fi shit. Well, that's what he's doing.
And this is where I think Rick Riordan gets it really right, because when he wrote lots of Trials of Apollo and I forget what the second series is called.
Heroes of Olympus.
Heroes of Olympus. when he wrote those, he wrote in more characters, which meant that he could quite easily let Percy and Annabeth go and move on to new characters and new stories.
So it's like I like how it does it because it's like it's all connected and everything, and like Percy's still kind of like the crux of it, but like you make the new characters, then you can make different stories about them and like branch off until you're not about Percy anymore.
Yeah, there are whole books in Heroes of Olympus that are just dedicated to other characters. Or maybe that's Trials of Apollo. I need to reread the series. I haven't read it in probably like 5 years.
Okay, so like, well, I can't spoil anything. This is the problem. I don't know what I can spoil on here because like I'm not allowed to spoil shit of the oldest gods. So I'm just like, so I can't. I don't know what I can talk about. But like, there are books that Percy is not the main character.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a spoiler, but like,
and I think that's a really smart way to write, not rely on one character as the crux of a whole story. And I find it fascinating because it's very hard to do and hard to get right. But when you do get it right, I feel like when everything combines together to the finale of, each thing, it makes the story more satisfying to conclude because you've got more characters who are reaching satisfying conclusions. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just speak and then it's like, well, that made zero sense right there. But yeah, I think it's the end of Heroes of Olympus. There's what I would call a post-credit scene. And that whole scene there wraps up the story, like a lot of the storyline really well.
Yeah. It's good shit. She hasn't read any of those.
She knows nothing about what we're talking Chronicles yet, so I haven't gotten any further. No,
I tried to get her to read the first book.
I read the first series.
She couldn't even finish the first book. You read half of the first book of Cain. You couldn't finish it.
Not yet.
I don't think I've read Cain yet. I don't know. I always thought it was like a little worse, but then I never like gave it the time of day to read it. So I don't know.
I just went from reading a lot to not being able to read a lot. I don't know why. I fall asleep when I read.
Okay, that I can understand. Not being able to read is different. Sam, you're required. I want you have to come on the pod, so you have to read books.
I do. And I've read all of the first book, and I've got to go to the secondhand bookstore and buy some more the other books. But like every time I turn up to work, which is across the street from the secondhand bookstore, it's too late and the secondhand bookstore's closed. So I might get there today, actually, depending on how early I leave here. But I've got to pick up my brother. Oh, it's going to be a wild ride this afternoon. Anyway, is there anything else that we might have missed you guys want to chat about?
I don't know. This is your podcast. I don't know.
It is.
No more questions for us?
Well, I have one more question for you.
Uh-oh.
How would you like define yourself being a successful adult? Like what,
I didn't even answer the first question.
No, you didn't, Charlie.
You didn't.
I was keenly aware
because I'm
of
an adult, Charlie. So Charlie,
I don't consider myself an adult, so I'm not successful at it. So,
and that makes sense because you act like a child sometimes. I'm just saying.
I am a failure. It's fine.
You're not a failure. You hold down a good job. Well, not a great job, but you hold down a job. You've saved money. You're doing okay.
Sam, I never wanted to be an adult. That's just how I am and how I've always been. I'm eternal Peter Pan.
You can still be an adult and a child at heart, though. Like it's not a. It's not a.
Yeah,
here I am.
Yeah, she's there.
It's not a requirement to be like super serious, and I think that that's really, really important to understand. And I think that that's the point of this podcast as well. It's highlighting that you don't have to be like this super serious figure. You can just enjoy life and enjoy being around people.
I think the successful being a successful adult means that you've gotten to the point in life where you not only have done the responsible things and you've done the things that adults are supposed to do, but you realize that 50% of that doesn't matter. As long as you're able to be responsible enough to have a place to live and take care of yourself and possibly hold down a job and raise kids or whatever, that's great. That's adulting. But in the end, knowing that you can do those things and still enjoy life and still be silly and be crazy and not care anymore, because the worst thing about being a kid is you worry about what everybody else thinks about all of these things that you're doing. And when you're an adult, you can say, you know what? I can make decisions for myself. I'm responsible. I do these other things. And I can be crazy and go to Comic-Cons and cosplay and watch movies and do podcasts or collect dolls.
Well, yes.
As you can see from the room behind me.
Yes. We'll have to talk about that soon.
Yes, you can do all these crazy things and still be the person who goes, and does the responsible thing when they need to, takes care of family members, does all these things. And I think, to me, that's successful adulting, being able to balance the wants with the responsibilities and doing it in such a way that you're enjoying your life. Yeah. And you're getting the most out of it. Because when you're a kid, you think, oh, responsibility, I've got to do this. It's heavy. Don't make it heavy.
No,
make your life what you want. And again, I think the older you get, the easier it is to say, what the fuck, I'm just going to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
When you're in your 20s and 30s and you're trying to have kids or having 10 kids, your mother is like a saint if she has 10 kids, because that's crazy.
Yep.
I wanted to have more, but maybe 1 or 2 more, not 10 ever.
Look,
that's instead you got me, and I was too much to handle.
That's a lot of adulting. That's way too much that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible enough or organized enough. Too much ADHD going on here to have that.
Yeah, 100%. First of all, where can people find you guys on the internet?
You want to go first, Mother? You have like one thing.
I only have one plug. Besides our podcast, I only have one plug. Travel Planning by Carrie on Instagram, because that's one of my business things. I sell travel. I sell vacations to people. Now, you're international, so I sell to people who live in the US. But yeah, that's what I do. I sell travel. I specialize in theme parks, cruises, and I'm working on all-inclusive resorts, but that's what I do. And my personal one, like you mentioned before, you like to have a little separation. I do, because my personal one is basically just cocktails. I post where I am drinking cocktails when I post on it mostly. But yeah, so we have our podcast, which Charlie will plug because she does so well with that.
Oh, I'm plugging all the things. Okay. All right. Well, there's Fandoms. My 2 podcasts. I got Fandoms Gone Wrong, which I do with her, where we're crazy and we talk about things. And then there's Of the Eldest Gods, where me and Taylor go through Rick Riordan books, one chapter at a time. And both these podcasts are on the same network as Sam. What the crazy thing about that? Movie Night Crew Network. Check us out.
Yeah.
And oh God, I got so many things. Most places on the internet, I'm at Green Pixie 12, except for Twitter, where I'm at Green Pixie 123. I'm still salty about it.
Get over it.
And then my YouTube, no, never. And then my YouTube, if you so dare to look at all that crazy shit, is Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
I went and checked it out. I'm definitely going to have to go watch that Harry Potter, if Harry Potter characters had YouTube channels video now.
That one is good. Don't look any farther back.
That one is really good. I posted that on Facebook, and my adult friends all liked it. They all thought it was cute. My Harry Potter fan friends especially.
Yeah, especially. And is there anything that you've been watching, listening to, or that you want to plug?
Oh God, we're plugging things on here. Okay.
Yeah.
I have like a list of the Eldest Gods of things that I need to plug. So I'm just gonna go look at that. I just rewatched She-Ra. I need to talk about She-Ra more. Watch She-Ra, everybody. She-Ra's so good. She-Ra and the Princess of Power on Netflix.
I think I've watched the first season and it was really good. I need to.
Sam, watch more of it. Season 5 makes me cry.
Well, I just finished watching. What is it called? A Discovery of Witches. The first 2 seasons. That is really good if you like witches and vampires and werewolves and things. Well, there's no werewolves that I know, but there's demons. I love that shit. That's my jam.
She does.
And I really enjoyed watching it. I got lucky. We had After our coronavirus shots, the weekend where everybody's going to get sick, they just happen to be having a free weekend to watch the channel that had the show on. So I watched it 2 full seasons. It was wonderful. Really good series.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Sam. You can find me at sam.the.journalist on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find me at Instagram and TikTok, sorry. And you can find me at samobjournalist at Twitter. Go and check out my socials there. I'm going to plug today. This is a hard one. I haven't watched a lot of content this week because I've been too busy doing my uni work.
Watch too much content is the problem.
Yeah. I think I'm going to plug the Alex Myers YouTube channel. He does some really great work. And it's all fun and games. And then at the very end, he has like a bit of a serious analysis, which I find I really like. It's a good balance between the two.
Of Alex Myers, just like specifically just his stuff on Riverdale is like so crazy.
Good.
He puts himself through it. He watches all of Riverdale and he's just like, I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. I love it.
It's great.
I love it. He reviews a lot of like those Netflix rom-coms and those Netflix dramas, which I find really good because often the Netflix dramas make no sense because conceptually they're just whack.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a totally unrelated kind of plug here. One of my favorite YouTube channels right now that I've been watching is this kid Raphael Gomes. He does these crazy things. Like he like I said, he likes to compare bakeries and stuff and like design cakes and send it off to bakeries and see what they come up with. It's hysterical. He's done all kinds of crazy videos. He's funny. He's very funny. He's been around for it looks like maybe a couple of years he's been doing videos, but if you like something funny, food related, crazy product related, I recommend checking him out. He just does these hysterical videos. I like him.
That's great. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the podcast. And make sure you go check out not Content and Capable. Make sure you go.
Yes, check out the podcast that you're listening to.
To right now, because you might
check it out. Well, please go. Make sure you rate and review. But also go and check out Fandoms Gone Wrong with Charlie and Carrie. It's an awesome time, and it's really, really great. So definitely go check it out.
Thank you for listening to Content and Capable. You can follow the podcast socials at Content, the letter N, Capable on Instagram and Twitter. You can send a super boring email to us through contentandcapablepod@gmail.com. The art was done by Opia. You can follow them on Opia_art on Instagram. Opia is spelled OPIA. Feel free to message them about making art for your project. Our music was written, recorded, and edited by Nora Strauss-Riggs. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. I'm proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, the Movie Night Crew. Join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies. Of the Eldest Gods, a chapter-by-chapter Rick Riordan pod full of myths and legends. My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of Avatar The Last Airbender, the Cabbage Cart Guy. And Fandoms Gone Wrong, a show that discusses all things fandoms.
Hello, you awesome nerds out there. Yes, you. Have I got the podcast for you?
We've got pop culture, swearing, and all the immature jokes you could ask for.
We'll take you on a journey through TV shows, movies, books, and maybe a video game someday.
And we'll tell you how they all went wrong.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Carrie.
And this is Fandoms Gone Wrong.
New episodes every other Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Content and Capable is a podcast all about answering the question, how do you adult? Don't forget to rate and review it on your favourite podcatcher, and I will see you next Monday for another episode.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
We're very chaotic.
Very.
Yes.
Chaos.
We try to have its plan. It just always goes crazy.